Hello and welcome to my Week 8 game against Shadow in the CPC. His links will be in the description, go and check him out. He's the commissioner of the league and a very good battler. I thoroughly recommend that you do check him out, and yeah. So we're looking actually quite decent for playoffs right now with 5-2. I'll mention this later in the video. This is being recorded after my game actually happened. And I live recorded it and forgot that, oh shit, I needed to do a team builder first. But oh well. I do briefly run over the team there and you can see it's the exact same thing, so it's fine. But I'm currently looking at a 5-2 record, hoping to make it 6-2 after this week. And then that gives me a decent shot of making playoffs because the people in the other end of the league are they're not likely to be able to match me, but it's still going to be hard because there's still almost half of the season left, so every game counts. And this is a kind of tricky game because his team: Victini, Salamence, Primarina, Galvantula, Megastelix, Snorlax, Golbat, Scolipede, Hitmontop, Primate, and Dusclops. There's actually a few things in there that are genuinely quite big threats to me in the right circumstances. Now, I have got answers for a lot of his team, but because he got Galvantula and Victini when he traded with Verd last week, he actually got quite a lot from that trade that improved his matchup against me. In particular, Sticky Webs. I don't have very good hazard removal options, and as a result, Sticky Webs could easily come against me, and then things like Primarina, Victini, Salamence, they all become a lot more threatening. Also, worth bearing in mind is that Snorlax, while it might not seem that threatening to me just because of the makeup of my team, if it's Curselax and my Marowak is dead, it can genuinely just kind of sweep through me and my entire team, so that's a massive threat I need to be looking out for. Although, in fairness, I don't anticipate something like a Snorlax again in webs because they don't really mesh that brilliantly, but it's not something that would be impossible. So yeah, let's move on to the actual team that I brought, which is, the first one is Magneton. This is a Magnet Rising Magneton with the Eviolite, and this is pretty exclusively for the fact that he has got a Mega Scizor. The Mega Scizor is there. It's very probably coming because I've got things like Gardevoir, I've got things like Zygarde which you can phase out, I've got things like Nihilego which can easily deal with. Spadef Steelix is just incredible versus me this matchup, and if he doesn't have Roar, if he has something like Ice Fang, Heavy Slam, Earthquake and Stealth Rock, then this Magneton can actually come in on it and then just Magnet Rise up and just be happy. And yeah. So I've gone with the Violite so that if he brings something like Fire Fang, I've got Bolt so I can take it. That's what the 18 defense is for. It means that I won't get 2-hit KO'd by a benchmark. I think I calced how much his Steelix needed to not be 3-hit KO'd by Gardevoir going for Hyper Voice and then put the rest in attack, and went with that in terms of how much Magneton can take. I can't remember the exact number right now actually though, so Volt Switch is for momentum-based purposes and is pretty obvious. I'm never going to click it or any electric type move versus the Steelix, so it doesn't matter. Hidden Power Fire is exclusively for the Steelix. I went with Fire rather than Water because I don't actually know why I went with Fire rather than Water, because Water would also hit Victini. I guess it's just that I'd rather go for Volt Switch against Victini anyway. But yeah, and then the final move is Flash Cannon, because I wanted a Steel type stab. It hits things like Scolipede, it hits things like the Snorlax is harder than anything else I have, and it's just generally decent versus his team. Things like Salamence hit harder by it than anything else. It's just nice to have there. So that's the Magneton set. Then we have Nihilego, which is just a generic Scarf set. We've gone with max special attack with just a bit of defense investment. The defense investment is, I believe, so that I can switch in on a Victini going for Recreate, Scarf Victini going for Recreate, and be able to live it. But I don't really want to do that. to be specific, I think it's Scarf Victini going for V-Crate twice. Obviously, once I could easily chew, but I think that's so I can avoid a 2-hit KO from Scarf Victini with V-Crate. Power Gem, Sludge Wave hit a lot of his team hard. Hidden Power Ground hits the only thing that resists both of them, so yay. And T-Spikes is just generally a nice move if he brings fatter than I'm expecting him to bring. Like if he brings Hitmontop, Dusclops, Snorlax, Steelix, Primarina, Victini or something like that, Toxic Spikes could be coming, but I don't honestly anticipate him bringing that because webs are very good versus me. I'm trying to go back and think of what I was thinking when I built this team. It's always harder to do post-coms in terms of team builders, that's why I've been trying to avoid doing them lately, but I am trying to echo my mindset when I was building this team and not let the what actually happened in the game affect my team builder, because I'm trying to give my most honest thoughts on it. Then we have the Zygarde, Coil, Thousand Arrows, Substitute, and E-Speed. This was actually Glare and Toxic for a long while before I went with E-Speed, and I actually made the mistake in the game of thinking it's still Toxic, so yeah. This is just a generally very good Pokemon versus the entire team. The 240 in HP is so that it can hit specific benchmarks with its defense and special defense. The speed means that I can outspeed a timid Primarina. Pardon me. The 36 in attack, those were the leftover EVs, honestly, these could have been anything. 32 in defense with the Impish Nature means that I can take any 2 hits that the Scolipede wants to go for, and at +2, something like a +2 Earthquake or +2 Surf won't do much to me at all, but it means that if he's something like Banded, Adamant, Megahorn, it can't 2-hit KO me, and I'm happy with that. And the 136 in Spadef with 240 HP means that even I didn't actually calc for the Specs Victini, but other than that, no Victini can kill me with Glaciate, so that's just generally nice. Also means I can live certain hits that I couldn't otherwise from things like the Salamence. If it's special, Draco Meteor would still kill me actually, so I don't know why I'm saying that. But things like Primarina, I could be able to live something like a Hydro Pump if it's choice locked, or for a Scarfle, for something like that. Galvantula's HP Ice can't kill me, things like that, of that nature. Yeah, and then as I said, the 36 in attack was just, those were the leftover reviews, these could have gone anywhere. Up next is Shiftry, which I'm bringing a lot recently. This was actually Pickpocket, but Sucker Punch plus Pickpocket is illegal. Leaf Storm is for general good coverage versus Cystic. This thing actually, Grass, Dark, and Ice hits everything on his team very, very hard. There's only a few Pokemon that can really easily chew hits from this. Unfortunately, one of them is the Mega Steelix, which he's almost certainly going to bring. But things like Salamence might not expect HP Ice on me and might try and set up a DD on me, so HP Ice is nice for that. Knockoff and Sucker Punch means that no matter what the Victini, if it goes for V-Create and it's revealed that it's a Life Orb set, then I can come in on that and just click Knockoff and just be happy. Sucker Punch gives me useful priority in the late game. And also means if he's something like offensive Galvantula and gets past my Marowak somehow, then that's not going to be that much of a threat. Leaf Storm hits things like the Primarina, hits the Steelix hardest than anything else can. It hits the Hitmontop. It's just a generally nice move, and yeah, just generally good coverage for a team that doesn't have that much more Grass plus Dark plus Ice. Then we have the Marowak, which is this is speed creeping. It's kind of honestly irrelevant. Again, this attack is irrelevant. It's just there because there's nothing else to invest in. 248 HP is a good benchmark in general. The 108 plus in defense means that things like the Scolipede, the Salamence can't kill me with EQ. Salamence might be able to, but I don't think it can. This is after rocks. Salamence can't kill me before rocks, Scolipede can't kill me after rocks, and the 124 in speed is actually so that I can outspeed the Primarina if it is running 0 bulk, which I'm not anticipating as a set, but if it does come, if it's something like a Rest Talk Primarina, then this would be very, very nice to have against it to outspeed it, because it doesn't have very good defense, and Thick Club boosted Shadowbone will do a fuck ton. Thunder Punch is also just for specifically the Primo. Then finally we have Gardevoir with Calm Mind, Shadow Ball, Hyper Voice, and Psyshock. Now, the big question with this Gardevoir was Shadow Ball versus Focus Blast, because I basically had to choose between hitting Victini and hitting the Steelix. I did choose to go for Victini because I do have ways of weakening Steelix on the rest of my team, and Victini is just generally harder to deal with. This set just means I'm as strong as possible. I had to go for Psyshock in case he brought Snorlax, basically, because Snorlax is a massive threat to me. Hyper Voice just does huge damage to anything that doesn't resist it, and even to the things that do resist it, it's incredibly strong. And Calm Mind is just, again, in case he brings something bulkier. I'm not anticipating that, but it could happen, so yeah. Sorry about the relative poor quality of this team builder, but I didn't do a team builder before the battle, and my thoughts on the actual battle are clouding my attempt to do an impartial team builder, because I'm just biased towards the stuff that he actually brought, basically. So yeah, sorry that this hasn't been great, but enjoy the game. Hello, and welcome to my... fuck's sake. Every fucking time. And welcome to my CPC Week 8 game. I believe it's Week 8. I think I'm 5-2, so I think it's Week 8. I might be 4-2 though, so it might be Week 7. No, it's Week 8. It is Week 8. It is Week 8. Yeah, today I'm up against the commissioner of the league, 681Shadow, who is a very skilled player in his own right, and you should definitely check him out. He's in the description down below. And I've not done a team builder yet. Like, here are the mons. There's a Zygarde set that no one wants to see. It's got weird EVs. They actually do things involving Mega Steelix and being able to phase it out while subcoiling up, and the ability to take certain hits from things like Victini. But overall, pretty standard stuff. He has brought webs. That's fine by me, because there's a lot of things I can do here without much worry. I think I'll lead off with Marowak, because he's going to lead off with his web setter, obviously, and I can just go for rocks here. He does not have a hazard remover. Oh no, he does. He has Hitmontop. That was my bad. Because I genuinely think that he's going to go for Encore. No, it doesn't matter. If he goes for Encore, he goes for Encore. That's fine. I can just switch out next turn. Whereas here, I don't really... He doesn't have a good switch in for this Marowak. I guess the Salamence? But even Salamence doesn't want to take boosted Shadow Bone to the face, especially after Rock's damage, so not exactly wanting to take this on. And this is a bulky Marowak. It's not got much defense investment at all, attack investment at all, rather. So things like, yeah, well, that just did a decent chunk of damage. So things like Bug Buzz wouldn't do much to me because I've got HP investment and a little bit of Spadef investment, although not much. Scolipede is an issue, unfortunately, but I do have Zygarde, which is just amazing. Zygarde honestly looks like it's in a really good position here, especially if he brings in the Hitmontop practically ever, because I can just coil on up and eventually he's just going to be struggling. He brings in Scolipede. In anticipation of this being potentially Baton Pass, I want to just stay in and click Shadow Bone. I don't think the EQ will kill me. I don't need Marowak for anything else in this team, although it is nice to be able to spin block. Yeah, we're just going to go for Shadow Bone. Yeah, EQ doesn't kill me, and this Shadow Bone will kill him, and that's the threat dead, which is what I wanted, so that's amazing. If he goes into his Salamence, I'm instantly clicking Will-O-Wisp, just instantly clicking it. It is not worth anything else to not click it. If he goes into Victini, which he does, I get to scout out his set here, see what he wants to go for. And depending on what he goes for, I go into Nihilego or maybe Shiftry. He goes for Shadow Ball. and he's Life Orb, which means Nihilego is perfectly fine. Because I can just go for the Power Gem here. He should know that I am... Because he should know that I am Scarf based on the way that I brought this in, I actually feel like I'm going to go into Gardevoir in anticipation of him going out into his Hitmontop. He actually chose to go out into Steelix. That's fine by me though. Maybe I shouldn't Mega Evolve actually. No, I won't. He could go for Heavy Slam here, or he could go for Earthquake. Shiftry honestly is looking like it doesn't do that much for me, so I'm going to go out into that. Because if he goes for the Earthquake on my Magneton switch-in, that would be bad. And yeah, I just don't want that to happen. And because I've got a Magneton which can trap the Steelix, but it requires this Steelix, it requires to come in on the Steelix and then set up Magnet Rise, because it does not have Air Balloon. And if he chooses to make this turn the turn he switches into Victini, in anticipation of a potential Focus Blast on my end, which he doesn't appear to have. No, he would just Mega Evolve and went for EQ, yes. So that's good for me. Got that one right. Wow, he doesn't have a good switch in for this. I think he's just going to stay in and go for the Heavy Slam to kill us off, but this Leaf Storm will just do a huge chunk to something. And if it doesn't, if he goes into Salamence, I can then just, nope, he just uses, wow, that did nothing. Okay, so that's a dead Shiftry. So we can go into Magneton here and just click Magnet Rise. He should realize that I have Magnet Rise on this thing based on the way that I played this, but it doesn't matter because he can't switch out anyway. And I understand that, because like there was a chance I wasn't Magnet Rise and it would just not be nice. He does have Roar, that's fine. I actually think that based on that Leaf Storm damage, he's not actually in range of Gardevoir yet. But then again, this is a powerful Gardevoir, so Gardevoir, fuck off, Mega. Not quite that much, it's like 216, but it's not much less actually. So let's just say, yeah, 216 versus Steelix Mega. Hyper Voice would do fucking hell. What about Shadow Ball? Would Shadow do more or less? It does less. Okay. I actually think I'm modest. Yeah. And how much did that take from Shiftry? Physical mix with Leaf Storm. It took less than that, and I think I've actually got more investment in that than Shiftry. But regardless, I think that my play is just a Hyper Voice. Ah, darn. Goes for EQ, I don't die, but it doesn't matter because next turn Victini will just come in and revenge kill me. Honestly, kind of feel like just keeping Gardevoir around and just going hard into my Magnet. Largely because having a Dragon Resist late game would be very, very nice. So that if he's something like Scarf Mence, he can't just lock himself into Outrage and just win. Honestly, at this point, Nihilego is honestly looking very threatening in my opinion. I'm just going to go hard into Magneton. Doesn't do anything for me for the rest of the game, and that's basically the only justification I need. It doesn't do anything for me for the rest of the game. Goes for the Shadow Ball, so I get to waste 2 turns of Life Orb. Could have switched into Nihilego there, but chose not to because it wasn't worth it. As he goes for V-Create now, that's fine. How much does Nihilego Scarf versus Hitmontop? Are you defensive? Sludge Wave is a 2-hit KO after rocks, but not after leftovers. And what about Salamence? Z Crystal Moxie. Sludge Wave does not do enough after rocks to prevent setup. And we don't have E-Speed on Zygarde. So I think my play is Power Gem, and then when he goes into... Yeah. Okay. So this is my series of plays. I power gem here with Nihilego. Kill off the thing. Oh, I'm now at +1. Oh shit, I didn't consider that. Goes into Hitmon top. Let's just have a look and see. Hitmon top. Power gem, no, doesn't do anything. So we can go here into Gardevoir. He should rapid spin in my opinion. No, he EQs, kills me. Brilliant. Because that means I can go hard into Zygarde and just sub. I do have E-Speed, fuck's sake. He has Natural Gift Ice, and that prevents me from getting up a sub. So I think I lose. He can't kill me with that EQ though, so maybe I win? Wait. If I E-Speed here... Oh, he should go into Salamence right this turn. I'm so tempted just to go hard Nihilego because he should go Salamence this turn. Let's just go for 1000 Arrows. Goes for Mark Punch, excellent for me. Because now I can just coil. And it doesn't matter because Nihilego can just go for... Is there any Salamence set which does not get killed by a +1 Nihilego Scarf? Shit. That's possible. If he Scarf Mends, he wins. But if he Scarf Mends, he wins regardless. So, nothing more that can be done at this point. Let's just hope. Hit and hope. And if he is Scarf Mence, just very well played. I would not personally have brought Scarf Mence in this matchup, so I'm hoping he brought Z-Move. But Scarf Mence did not come, and we win the game. Brilliant. GG. Whew. I will do a team builder before this part of the video, so yep, indeed. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.